Greetings viewers, this is Monotone Maverick coming at you with another video. Today we'll be finishing the review for the figure-wise Standard Amplified Machinedramon. We will be assembling this figure together, along discussing the pros, the cons, and everything else in between, and lastly, figuring out that this is a kit worth getting. So with all that being said, let's put this figure together. And here we have the fully assembled figure-wise Standard Amplified Machinedramon. And I must admit, this might be the biggest kit I have reviewed so far. Not in terms of complexity of the build, but just the size itself. And wow, I am pretty astounded by this. First thing that came to my mind when I saw this is watch out Mechagodzilla. That definitely has this, dinosaur, T-Rex aesthetic, but I can understand why. But it just looks menacing and I love it. I really like the way how it looks. It really has, like I said, that menacing look to it, that very, I would say, terror-esque, I would say. Only thing I can see right now is that it's kind of like toppling over, just the way how I position on the turntable. But luckily, it's still holding its balance pretty well, so I'm thankful for that. But I think it might be better without a turntable in terms of just posing it, but just to give you a nice 360-degree look at this kit. But with that being said, first notice is that I feel like the upper body is just a little bit small for what it's worth, but everything else looks pretty solid. The legs look good, the arms look good, the head looks great. Putting those little, rubbery parts as part of the head into the upper body, the torso, is a little bit interesting. Definitely want to see how that's going to be moving in a moment. But yes, everything looks good. I was afraid it might be a little bit top heavy because of the cannons on its back, but so far so good. Honestly, I mean, I'm just praising this kit the way how it looks. It really looks really, really good. Even though I did some articulation in the last video with all the individual parts, let's see how it copes with now all the parts are fully assembled. So the head can go up, go down, a little bit a side swivel, but it can turn. And this is what I mean by the rubbery parts. It's just inside a little hole there. But it's very interesting, but just because of the wire that's there. But not too bad. Nice range of motion. Mouth can still open, so that's good. The arms can go. Sorry about that. Just some technical difficulty. What I was trying to say is that the arms can go up and down like so. And try not to take this off, but they can go all around, but the cannon is definitely in the way. Like so. And these keep on coming off. There is a waist swivel. but it can do 360. That's probably as far as it can go on both sides. For some reason, it can do a little bit better on the right and the left. That's interesting. The legs can go all around if need be. And it can't really do the split, but it can widen its legs pretty well. Can go up and all the way. But nothing has changed in terms of the knee joint, the feet, the elbow, or the claws. Tail, same as before. And the cannons can move around if need be. And that's it for articulation. It was some filling around and making sure no parts come off. You can actually pose this pretty well. And I was kind of a little bit worried that it may fall over because it's on my turntable, but that aside, it's actually keeping its balance pretty well established. I gotta give this credit. I was a little bit worried just because the heel was up over here, but that aside though, it's holding it together pretty well, and I must admit I was a little bit concerned, but this is holding up pretty nice. I can imagine what other poses I can put this figure in, yes. And with some more filling around, you can try and make Machinedramon get ready for his Giga Cannon. So yes, definitely some good areas of some good imagination to pose Machinedramon in various poses. Now for some side-by-side comparisons. Here's Machinedramon right beside his Standard Amplified Wargreymon. So definitely a big difference here. And here's Machinedramon right beside the Standard Amplified Imperiodramon. Aside from his rings, definitely I think Machinedramon definitely does tower Imperiodramon. And he's right beside the Master Grade Sazabi version KA, and even though the Giga Cannon is making Machinedramon look taller, I think by the head, I would say it's the Sazabi actually beats the size, just barely though, just barely. And last but not least, here's Machinedramon right beside a Perfect Grade. In this case, the Perfect Grade Wing Zero Custom. And there we go. Just so we can get the Wing Zero Custom Endless Walls version in frame, but yeah. This is when Machinedramon looks right beside a Perfect Grade Gunpla. So yeah, that's how big it is. And that's about it for side-by-side comparisons. If you are really creative, you can probably give Machinedramon a nice laid-back position. Maybe a little bit too laid back, but at the same time, at least it gives him a good position to fire his Giga Destroyer from his chest. But as preparation for this video, unfortunately I didn't have the proper action base that was stated in the instructions. I need the action base 4. I only have the action base 1. So keep that in mind in case you want to post this on the action base 4. Sold separately. But in any case, Now I'd like to take this time to share my thoughts, the good, the bad, and everything else in between about this kit. Let's start off with the good. The good, the size. This is by far the biggest figure-wise standard amplified figure that came out. I don't know of any other figure that came to this size. If you know any ones, please share them in the comments below. But aside from that, yeah, this is definitely the biggest one, and I am astounded and very happy with the size of it. It definitely topples the other figure-wise figures as I showed during the size and side-by-side comparisons. And this came close to the Master Grade Sazabi, so, and then that Master Grade is probably the biggest Master Grade that at least I know of in Gunpla. There might be other figures, but again, please comment down below. But since that one is the exception, this one definitely towers other Master Grade Gunpla kits. Another ones are, I would say, proportion-wise. I mean, the only one I would gripe about would be the torso, the upper body, but everything else seems pretty good. The arms are as big as the legs. The head is a good size. Even the Giga Cannon on its back is pretty good also. I feel like if it was if the cannons were too big, they might be a little bit top heavy. But aside from that, it's pretty good. Another pro is the color. The not chrome, but silver they use, it's pretty good. The only downside is once you cut the pieces off of the runners, you will have some numb marks. So if you want to smooth it out, file, buffer, and do some touch-up paint, they're going to hide those pretty well. Unfortunately, I did not hide all of them, so they still can be shown. But with the right paint and a nice steady hand, you will be able to cover those up. Not only is the articulation, I gotta give this kid credit where credit's due. The articulation is pretty good, pretty solid. Is it the best articulation? No, but for this size and from what you can get out of it, I would say it's pretty good. So no complaints there. And those were the pros. What about the cons? The cons, there was only a couple on this one. Like I mentioned before, the torso just seems a little bit small. I wish the upper body was just a little bit bigger, just so it looks a lot more proportional. Another con is, as seen earlier in this video, the arms do come off. And it's a bummer. I was hoping they would stay a little bit better than that, but that is unfortunate. So what I've seen done is I put some super glue on one of those ports, let it dry first, and then put the pieces back together. Hopefully it should keep the arms in place and it won't be as loose. But yeah, just be careful with some super glue out there. But I think that's about it for the cons. Just some pieces come falling off and upper torso. Those were the biggest ones. Yes, it's a bummer I don't have the proper action base for this. But aside from that, I wouldn't say it's a big deal per se. But yeah, everything else seems pretty good. The colors are good, the dark gray, the silver, even those red translucent parts really make this kit stand out. So with that being said, is this a kit worth getting? Yes, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind. I've had fun building this kit, I have fun posing it, I have fun reviewing it. And I've seen many other videos and creators out there that feel the same way. This is a pretty solid kit. Even though I did mention a few of the cons there, I will still get it no matter what. This is definitely worth getting in your collection, whether you are just a model kit builder or even just a Digimon fan. This is definitely a kit worth getting. Thank you all for watching this review. I was really excited about reviewing this kit. I've heard so many good things about it, and I just had to get my hands on it and just give my own 2 cents about this, and I'm glad I did. I had, like I said, a lot of great fun putting it together. Had a lot of fun experiencing with it, and I hope you do too if you decide on getting this. So with that all being said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos. They are definitely coming, I promise you that. They are. If you want to follow me on social media platforms, I have an Instagram where I just post the pictures here. So if you want to follow me there, please, I'd be greatly appreciated. I also have a Reddit account where I'll be joining in some discussions about kits, whether it be Zords, Gunpla, or some others along the lines. There are two videos here. One is the most recent, the parts video of this kit, and one YouTube picked out. So with all that being said, more videos to come, and you got a little bit of a hint of what's to come in the future reviews from the side-by-side comparison video. So watch out for that. And with that, everyone, until next time, keep on building.